Okay, I'm planting my flag right here and right now. It's time to end this facade of the free lead magnet. It's time to kill the lead magnet. The lead magnet's time is over. It's time to quit embarrassing ourselves as entrepreneurs, and it's time to quit insulting the intelligence of our tribe. If you want to know why I'm ranting about this and what I think the solution is, listen to today's podcast. I spent the last few years building a successful online business while learning from some of the most brilliant marketing minds and coaches on the planet. And now, I've walked away from that business to start over again from scratch. Why? Because, like you, I felt the calling of contribution and the all-consuming need to create a business giving me the freedom to put fatherhood and family first, while fulfilling my calling to share my expertise in order to serve and impact others in a positive way. Join me now as we walk the path together to create the life and business of our dreams. I'm Evans Putman. Welcome to the journey of the profitable, purposeful entrepreneur. What's up, profitable, purposeful entrepreneurs? So I've noticed a lot of discussion lately in the entrepreneurial circles on whether or not it's time to kill off the lead magnet. So for some of you may be asking, what do you mean by lead magnet? Well, the free item, when you go to a website, when you go to a landing page, many businesses to capture email addresses will give you something free. You give them your email address, your contact information, they give it to you, and then you are on their marketing list. Now, this seems like a great idea, and it's always worked in the past. Now, I have a couple thoughts on this, on whether or not it's time to kill it off or not. But just a little backstory first on why I'm even covering this topic. I was recently at a event, a 2 Club X event in Phoenix, Arizona. This was a private coaching group event that had probably between 400 and 500 people there at the time. And one of our awesome coaches, Julie Stoyan, who is now, I believe, I don't know if this is her official title, but she is the director of marketing for ClickFunnels, as well as being a very, very highly successful entrepreneur herself. Now, she did a presentation, and I found it quite interesting, as she discussed different ways to launch your products, your offers, your services. And one thing that she did that was quite different than what the approach has been in the past was, instead of having a lead magnet for free where people opted in to get that free thing in exchange for giving you they gave you your, excuse me, I'm having tongue twister here. They gave you their email addresses or email address, contact information, phone number, whatever it was, for that free thing. Now, instead of doing that, what she showed us was something that she recommended for one of her clients. And it is something that I've seen in the past, but just not used this way. Instead of going the route of get something for free, give me your email address, she actually used a 2-step order form, which I'll explain in just a moment, which had a low price item on it, $27, around that number. I mean, you can play with these numbers, but let's just say $27. Now, it wasn't just a come get this one thing for $27. She actually did a nice little offer stack where when you buy this today, you will also get this, 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 and this, right? You increase the value, the perceived value, by adding more to it, adding more items into this offer. And instead of giving something free, it was the $27 item in exchange for their information and an order. But here's the thing about a two-step order form that makes this interesting. You may have seen this before with Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets book. We actually use something similar on our 6 Steps to 7 Figures free plus shipping book offer. You can go, when you get off of this podcast, go to free6stepsbook.com. It's free 6, the word 6, S-I-X, stepsbook.com, and you'll see this type of order form. Now, the way this order form works is that it's 2 steps. You put in your information. In the case of ours, I'm looking at it right now, you put in your name, well, basically your shipping information. Step 1, shipping, where to ship your book. Full name, email address, phone number, shipping address, and that's it, okay? Then they click the button to go to the second page where they enter their credit card information. Now, here's the thing about this order form that makes it interesting. The first step is just your contact information. Now, sometimes the second step, even though we tell them point blank it's a free book, but you pay shipping and handling, which in our case was like $6.95, I think, so you still could not get the book for that price on Amazon, even with Prime shipping free. So it was still a great deal, but many people, the way they either read things and just ignore the you pay for shipping, or they get to that page and just pulling out their credit card is something they don't want to do. Here's the thing, they've already filled out their email address, their phone number, and their shipping address. So now you have 3 ways to contact them. They've hit submit. That information is saved already. So now you have their contact information, even if they don't complete the purchase. And you can then retarget them with emails and with Facebook ads if they don't complete the purchase with that 2-step order form. So the nice thing about this is, 1, you start these people off immediately to identify them as buyers if they make that $27 purchase, instead of just being someone who goes in and gets a free download of, say, a PDF or a free video, something like that. But 2, even if they aren't buyers, you do capture their contact information. And that's what I like about this. That's where, I'm actually creating, with my new course, my new offer is going to be something similar. I am skipping the free giveaway altogether to build my marketing list. I want people, even if they don't complete the purchase, I want people that are interested enough to say, yes, I want that, even if at the last second they get cold feet. Okay, and it was something funny I heard the other day, a Frank Kern podcast, and then I'm going to explain another little take on this in just a second too, because I have another take on whether or not to give something away for free, and you'll understand why. But the Frank Kern podcast that I heard the other day, it was interesting. He cracks me up sometimes. He said that he is able to sort of put his people into categories, right? You have your AGB, that's AGB, your TB, and your FB. And so he puts all these in 3 different containers. Your AGB are your ain't gonna buy. They're just never gonna buy anything. They just love going around the internet, getting everything they can for free, never even looking at it, never unsubscribing from email lists. Just, but we've had those people on our list before, and eventually we just weeded them out and said, hey, if you're not gonna interact with our emails within X amount of months, you're off the list automatically. We don't even want you anymore. But that's another podcast for another day. But he's got his AGB, your ain't gonna buy, your TB, your today buyers, which is awesome. That's what will happen if they buy that $27 thing on that first page. Right now, you've got a buyer immediately, your today buyers. And your FB, your future buyers, people that get in your list, they interact, and maybe they're gonna purchase something 3 to 4 months down the road. Okay, so there's your 3 containers. And the thing I like about maybe skipping this lead magnet thing, because if you think about it, at this point in time, people, at least myself, I'll speak for myself, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I just don't give my email address away to get a downloadable PDF. I don't give my email address away to get, some checklist. You got to give me something to get my email address. It's got to be worth my time, even if it's free. Okay, because you have to value my time and the fact that I'm giving you that email address. And just by sticking some PDF download on there, just a single PDF, unless it's like 500 pages long and it gives me a strategy that's going to make me money immediately, we know the game. It's not going to really deliver a lot of value. That's why you need to set yourself apart. And this is where I look at this whole thing from a second set of eyes because of my past history. And I want to share something with you. I'm not going to go in depth in this because it's actually the strategy that you will find in the course that I am getting ready to release. And you can find it at onepodcastaway.com. That's one, the word one, podcastaway.com. But we did give something away for free. And our freebie helped us build a list of over 20,000 subscribers quickly through our podcast. But our free giveaway was something that was so ridiculously over the top valuable. I'm talking about something that there were over, at the time I left the business, we had over 200 something items that you received when you opted into our list. So what are you going to do? You're going to compete against 200 something items with your one PDF download? This is the beauty of that. When we had 200 and something plus items in there, well, there was more than one beauty. One of the biggest beauties was we didn't create a single one of them. We didn't have to put the time and effort in to creating these things that we were giving to people. And you'll find out why if you come into the course. And, maybe I'll actually teach this in a Facebook Live one day as well. But if you definitely want it, you should go to onepodcastaway.com. And it's an amazing strategy. Okay, we built a foundation where we grew our subscribers. I always strongly suggest if you're doing a podcast, focus on growing your listeners. I call them listens because I like to attach a listen to a set of ears who is our customer avatar. But start by building that foundation. Okay, we built that foundation. We quickly got up to 75,000 downloads a month, 75,000 listens a month, where within another 6 months, we were at averaging 150,000 plus. Somewhere between 150,000 and 190,000, it fluctuated depending on the month and the amount of episodes that we put out. But we were in that range of listens per month. Well, when we hit around 75,000, we decided we needed to build our list. And that's where we came up with this strategy, this concept. And the thing about our strategy that was amazing and that I want you to think about while you're building a strategy, whether or not you come into and take this course that I'm offering or not, or whether you just come up with a strategy yourself. One, don't just give them a PDF if you're going to do this for free. Create something that is so valuable that one, they can't say no. Our opt-in rates on our landing page were 78.9%. Almost 80% of people, that's 8 out of 10 people that hit that page, gave us their email address. One, because it had been pre-framed throughout the podcast and they had heard it over and over, which is good. We had built trust. But two, when they realized how invaluable this was, and how it had items in it, and this is number 3, over-deliver on value, 1. Number 2, make sure that what you give them is something they can implement immediately in their business to have an impact, a positive impact on their business. That was number 2. Number 3, we not only gave them those items, but we reminded them about adding additional items to this every 2 weeks, which got them in the habit of opening our emails because there was always something valuable within that email, we had open rates of our emails above 50%. So when it came time to reach out to them with offers, they were already opening our emails at a rate that was almost 3 times, if not more, the average. I believe at the time the average open rate was around 14%. If you were lucky in marketing emails, we were getting above 50% because we had trained them that we were giving them value. And we would give them value in emails probably 4 or 5 times before we ever asked for anything in return. So that was it. The 3 things, if you do those 3 things, even if you give something for free, that's why I say maybe it's not time to kill off the lead magnet totally, 100%. But you have to understand too where this position was within the journey. If somebody is just coming to a page, a landing page for the first time and finding out about you, it may be time to kill that lead magnet. Because one, if you offer me something when I first show up and it's like, hey, get this free PDF download, it's awesome, give me your email address, and you put that side by side with your other thing that's like, hey, I've got this amazing strategy. I put together a 4-part video series that outlines this strategy that gives you this result. I only charge $27 for it. And when you buy it, you are also going to get A, B, C, and D. Altogether, this is worth easily $297, but I want you to have it for $27 now because I'm here to serve and help people like yourself grow their businesses. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I'm giving you my email address. I'm giving you my credit card number, right? So in that essence, I think, yes, lead magnet, time to kill it off. No more free lead magnets. I'm not doing them anymore moving forward, at least not in that type of situation, in that part of the journey. When it comes to my podcast, there may be a situation here soon in the near future where I put something together like I had in my last business. And in that case, I want you to remember again, this is free. You're giving it to your podcast listeners. Your podcast listeners trust you. They have listened to you. They have given you their time. They've invested their time and energy into listening to you, into subscribing to your podcast, into reviewing your podcast. Make sure you give them something that is immensely valuable. It should be more than one thing. 2, in exchange for their email address. Also, that thing, that overall container full of things, that's a hint, should have immense value. And 2, it should give them enough, it should give them something they can do immediately in their business that will impact their business positively. And then 3, you want to keep letting them know as you put more things in that container, hey, I just put this in there. Hey, I just gave you more value. Hey, I'm giving you more value. And then boom, you've received all this value. I've got something new. Would you like to go check it out? Then you give them an offer. What we did through this journey was not only did we capture over 20,000 email addresses, but we cultivated a list of customers. We cultivated a list of customers. Those people on that journey, when I went back in time and looked at the statistics, probably 8 out of 10 of those people purchased something from us. And not only did they purchase something, they purchased multiple times. And you have to realize that the things that they were purchasing were anywhere from $600, $700 up to $2,000 in online courses. All from a free thing. Because here's the thing that we gave them for free had a perceived value that was just so crazy off the charts that we over-delivered so much on that they thought to themselves, if they're going to give this much value in something for free, imagine how much value is in that $1,000 course. Think about that again. Just think about it. If they're thinking to themselves, this free thing is so valuable. In fact, I took 3 or 4 of the items and immediately made more money in my business. If that's free and they over-deliver that much, I can't even imagine that $1,000 product is probably worth $10,000 in value easily. Of course I'm going to buy it. And that's really how easy it became. So, is the death of the lead magnet real? Is it time to kill the lead magnet? I believe in some situations, yes. I believe in other situations, maybe not. But it's time to kill the old model of the lead magnet, because it's time to just stop wasting people's time and trying to give them a free PDF for an email address. It's time to give them something valuable to impact them, to change their lives, to change their business, so that when it comes time for you to offer them something, they are going to be more than happy to buy what you give them. That's it today. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm getting ready to release this strategy in my new podcast course. You can find it at onepodcastaway.com. And if you go there and check it out, I promise I'm not going to have a free lead magnet sitting there waiting on you and giving you a PDF thing. What you're probably going to find is, hey, buy this cool thing right now. You're going to get an immense amount of value. If you don't, just keep it and tell me you don't like it, and I'll give you your money back. Fair enough. Go check it out. I hope you like this, and let me know, send me an email. Let me know what you think about lead magnets. Is it time to kill them? Is it time to end this whole charade of I'm giving you value in this little PDF and checklist or whatever for your email address? Or is it time to just change the way we handle lead magnets? Shoot me an email, let me know that. And I'd really love it if you all took the time to subscribe, leave me a review on the podcast. I would gladly read them. I'll even read it on the air for you. But if you get a chance, go to iTunes now and subscribe and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. Hope everybody has a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, all my podcasting entrepreneur friends, this is Evans. Listen, I got a question for you guys. What is the big result you want with your podcast? It could be many answers. Is it to rapidly increase your subscribers? Do you want to attract top tier guests, the biggest names in your industries? Maybe you want to grow a large, engaged marketing list, an email list, Facebook Messenger list, maybe a Facebook group that is full of people who eagerly await you to come out with new offers so they can snatch them up because they know and trust you, right? Maybe it's you just want your podcast to deliver predictable income and profits without having to run ads from other companies. Well, here's the thing. The last company I was involved in, the one that I left right before coming here, I was in charge of growing that podcast and coming up with strategies just like those that delivered results just like those. We quickly got to over 4 million downloads. We averaged 150,000 plus downloads a month. And that all started at being stagnant at around 30,000 downloads and had been there for like 6 months. So we quickly grew that subscriber base. Once we did that, we were able to leverage that to get people like Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki, Dean Graziosi, Barbara Corcoran, John Lee Dumas, Hal Elrod. Those are some of the people I know off the top of my head that were on the podcast. And what's even more important is we were able to then creatively come up with assets that we didn't even have to spend money and time to create, and use those assets to be able to build a marketing list in both emails, Facebook Messenger, and a massively engaged Facebook group. Okay, and these things were full of our listeners, people that trusted us, they loved us, they became customers. They were hyperactive buyers is what we like to call them, because when they bought again and again and again, all your upsells, all your downsells, everything you were selling practically. And the awesome thing is that we were able to turn this into predictable, profitable income. Over 500 grand in revenue from the podcast. And we didn't run any Facebook ads. We didn't have to spend any money on ads. We didn't have any outside companies placing ads in our podcast. This was all our profits and all true to our vision with our listeners. So I put together an awesome course on this. I'm building it right now, but you can go get on the wait list and get one of the biggest, most important modules for free. I just want you guys to have that as long as you get on the wait list. It'll be launching it is launching the week of May 20th. So go on and go there right now. It's onepodcastaway.com. onepodcastaway.com, where you can learn more, watch a testimonial from Pat, my former business partner, about how we grew his podcast, and just learn more about what's offered in this waiting list offer. This is a limited offer for just a few people who come over there and get on it in the next couple of weeks, because at that point we'll be launching the full course. But I want to make sure that I take care of you guys first and wanted to let you all know about it. So onepodcastaway.com. Go check it out. Shoot me a message if you have any questions. Come into the Facebook group. Find me online on Facebook. You can always email me at evans@onepodcastaway.com if you have any questions about the course, anything at all. I look forward to helping you guys grow your podcast and making money from your podcast for your business. Thanks a lot. Peace. Have a great day.